Good morning, everybody. I've been to church a lot in my life, a lot of different churches, and wanted to touch on some things that I never learned in church, that I've only learned from reading the Bible or listening to Bible studies or someone speaking that was not in church trying to get a tithe and offering, or they always preach if you haven't give your life to Jesus. Nobody ever seems to get deep enough in the Bible in church to teach you much of anything. It's more about the gathering and the praise and the worship, which I understand the praise and the worship. That's very, very important. That brings your vibration up to gather together and to praise and worship and have songs. That's very, very important. But I wanted to touch today on the Kenites. The Kenites were the sons of Satan. Okay, Cain, the descendants of Cain were called the Kenites. Okay, Cain and Abel. Cain killed Abel. Everybody knows Cain killed Abel. Well, Cain and Abel were twins, but Cain and Abel did not have the same dad. If you look at the lineage of Adam, after Abel is dead, the first son of Adam is Seth, because Cain was not Adam's son. Cain was the son of Satan. And Jesus spoke about this at the parable of the sower. And during the parable of the sower, he tells everyone in the church or in the synagogue that you are of your father, and he was a murderer and he was a liar from the beginning. That's going to be the great book of St. John, chapter 8. St. John chapter 8, verse 34, I believe. Let me double check that before we... 8, chapter 34. Yes, Jesus says, "Verily, verily," which means seriously, seriously, "I say unto you, whosoever committeth sin is a servant of sin. And the servant abideth not in the house forever, but the Son abideth forever. And if the Son therefore shall make you free, you shall be free indeed. I know that you are Abraham's seed, but ye seek to kill me, because my word hath no place in you. I speak that which I have seen with my father, and ye do that which ye have seen with your father." They answered and said unto him, "Abraham is our father." Jesus said unto them, "If ye were Abraham's children, ye would do the works of Abraham. But now you seek to kill me, a man that hath told you the truth, which I have heard of God. This did not Abraham." Abraham didn't want to kill him. That's what he's saying. "You do the deeds of your father." Then said they to him, "We be not born of fornication. We have one Father, even God." Jesus said unto them, "If God were your Father, you would love me, for I proceeded forth and came from God. Neither came I of myself, but he who sent me. Why do ye not understand my speech? Even because you cannot hear my word. You are of your father the devil, and the lusts of your father you will do. He was a murderer from the beginning, and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the father of all lies. And because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. Which of you convinceth me of sin? And if I say the truth, why do you not believe me? He that is of God hears God's word. Ye therefore hear them not, because you are not of God." So he is speaking of the Kenites. Okay, and then in Revelation he talks about the people who pretend to be of Judah but are not Jews. They are of the synagogue of Satan. These are Kenites. Okay, there are people in the world that are de facto children of the devil. We are not all God's children. Okay, there was Cain and Abel, so it was almost like a 50-50 thing. of God's children and the devil's children, and the devil's children killed God's children. And then they kicked Cain out of wherever they were. They were already kicked out of the Garden of Eden, but they abolished Cain. They made him leave where Adam and Eve were. And the first son, if you check the lineage back, is Seth. Seth is that's where everything comes from. Seth. Everyone comes from Seth or from Cain. So we all come from Eve, but we do not all come from Adam. And these are things they do not teach you. They do not teach you these things in church. I have never heard this taught in church anywhere. And these things need to be taught. These things need to be known. We are living in the end days, and we have all been lied to about our own God. We've been lied to about our own God and our own salvation, believing, oh, I thought we were all children of God. No, we're not all children of God. There are evil people out there that do evil, that will only do evil, that will only lie, that will never tell the truth. And there are evil spirits in the world. That is why Jesus cast out so many devils and demons. That's what it talks about. More than healing, it talks about him casting out demons and devils. Let's see, what else do we got? The rapture theory was created by the Cainites. I want to say in 1980. I want to say it was in the early 1980s. I will look that up, and I'll have a lecture on that here really soon. But the rapture theory is a made-up story that is a trap set for Christians. They've made these movies about being left behind so that everybody will hurry to not be left behind when this false Jesus shows up and is telling everybody, I'm here to rapture you away. Okay, that's not Jesus. If you are still in your flesh and blood body, Jesus has not yet come. As soon as Jesus comes to our planet and stops time, you will instantly be turned into a spirit. There will be no flesh. When Jesus hits the earth, flesh will evaporate. It says that the earth and the heavens will shake, and the earth and heavens will melt away with fervent heat. Now, that says as soon as Jesus does come, you will not be in the spirit. The Bible talks about if somebody tells you that Jesus is here, if he's in the desert, don't go. If Jesus is on the mountaintop, don't go. Because that is not the devil. Or that is not Jesus. That is the devil. When Jesus comes, nobody's going to say, hey, Jesus is over here. Jesus is going to let out one loud yell, and everybody's name who is saved is going to be in that one loud yell. Everybody. Let me find this. 1 second, I'm sorry. Let me look in Luke, Mark, St. Luke.